Hello and welcome to today's video. If you are new, my name is Victoria and today we are going to be doing a video on how to use my reading journal review template, specifically the half-page one. It's going to be fairly similar for the 2-page spread as well. I've had a couple of people ask if I could do a video about it, so we're going to do that today. First things first, I use an iPad Pro. I think the 11 generation. I don't know. I use iPad. I do use the Apple Pencil as well, and that is what I use. And I use the app Procreate. I'm just gonna start recording my screen here. I use the app Procreate to do all of my reading journal stuff, pretty much, for this year at least. So first, I'm gonna go into the YouTube video and we are going to download the template. Come on. So we're gonna download the template and then we will get into it. I also put up, someone requested the October bookmarks that I made. So there's a cat and a dog version and it's just like a page of 4. I will show how I make them later on. So half-page review, I'm going to click on that and then I'm going to download it. Save to files, open it, save, half-page review, okay, save into my downloads and then it should be right there. Okay, and then I believe I can share and then open in Procreate. So now we have our template, okay? And for this, with the template I use, I have different layers, so I can adjust every little thing if I need to. But with this, we're gonna kind of use it as more of like a background. So first of all, what I would do is I am going to create a text line. We're going to change that to black. And then the keyboard I have on my iPad that connects to it no longer works. So I'm just going to have to use my actual like screen keyboard. Also, this is probably going to be a long video because it's going to be kind of all in real time. So keep that in mind. I probably won't do every little thing, but for today where I finished my roommate is a vampire. I'm going to be using that and we're going to fill the stuff in with that info in mind. My roommate, we need to change the font of this so you can make it whatever font you want. And I usually, okay, we're going to do that and move. I'll usually do like, so it kind of just fits like beside that text box. And so, come on. Okay, my roommate is a vampire. Okay, we need to change roommate to have capital R. Okay, my roommate is a vampire. And then honestly, what I would just do is I would duplicate that and move it down. And then, yeah, I would edit the text. This is what I do. I'm sure there's a way easier way, but I just go off with the information of the book, pretty much. So I typically will use Goodreads and Fable. I use them both a lot. So I'm just going to go into Goodreads to start. And yes, Goodreads for the information. So it's all right there. I feel like most people know how to use Goodreads, so I will go to, okay, the author is Jenna Levine. Yes, okay, Jenna Levine. And then so there's the star ratings there, like what I would do. So I have a layer open. You can do black, you can do, I'm using my pencil now. You can do black, you could do any color you want. So we're going to do orange, and I'm literally, let's turn this down. Come on. See, I'm gonna do one. That's a little bit big, so I just do whatever, color it in, you know how to color, I hope. We're just gonna color it in, gonna fill that one. And then honestly, what I typically do is I just duplicate it, move it over. Again, just duplicate it a bunch of times. And like that. So we're gonna do it again. And then what you can do so that you don't I mean, I guess you could have them all in the same, but I like to do that because then if it's like a 4-star, I just make it so you can't see them super easy instead of having to erase them and then redraw them. But then for like, say it's like a 4.5, I'll go into that 5th one and then I will just erase half of it. And then that way you don't have to fill in later. That is what I do. So it's like that. Okay, let's do for the roommate. So for the roommate, we're gonna go, I think it was like a 3.5 for me. What the heck was that? Okay, we'll get into the plot and whatnot in a second here, but I like know what in my head, like, what is going on? Hello? There we go. Okay, so I think it was like a 3.5. Okay, and then again, so you just do that. What I do to keep it easy is, again, I will duplicate if I want the same font and whatnot. I'll duplicate, and then we will get into what the publisher is. So the publisher, you just go into here. I can record this 1 sec. So you go into the book details, and then it'll have publisher. So this is Berkeley. And then you kind of want to pay attention because it could be like, so this is for paperback. There's different editions. And so there's Berkeley. And then for publisher or published, it's, I just do the year. I just do 2023. So this came out in 2023. Is it part of a series? Yes. My Vampires is going to be the series. Just go down and put them all in and answer them. That's all I would do. Like, you can even just make a bunch and go edit them afterwards, because that's kind of typically what I do. Just go along there and change them. I find all this stuff on Goodreads. Genre, again, I just scroll all the way down. It'll say fantasy romance. That's what I would put for that. Format read, again, did you listen to it? Did you physically read it? Was it on a ebook? You know, that type of thing. MCs, so the main characters. I am very bad at remembering the main characters' names. I recently added that in there so that I could look back and be like, oh yeah, that's what the main character's names. Depending, you can put, I typically put the main female and main male character, and then maybe if they have like a best friend that's prominent in the book, and then like acquired how, so like, did I get it from the library? Did I get it from a subscription? Did I already own it? Did I go buy it? That type of thing. Do I recommend it? Yes, no, maybe. I just do a brief, like quick, like 1-word answer. And then of course, like pages and time. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. And then, so if you've seen my videos before with my reading journal for this year, I will be adding a photo there. So let me go to, I will literally just Google my roommate is a vampire, and go into images, and then that pops up, and ew, what's going on? And then I will literally just save the photo. We'll go back into Procreate, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it will just create a new layer when I want to insert it. So we're going to insert that. You can use your finger, your pencil, whatever. And then so I will just have the cover there. And again, you can like adjust the font to the size you need to make it fit. So I will just do that. And then let's move over to the plot. And this little section here, can stop that. Okay, and then let me... I'm still recording? Okay. Okay. So for this, my little like rating system, it's not mine. I did not create this system. This was inspired by the CallPal rating system, I believe. And the creator of this, I am trying to find it now. Find her. Her name, Erin Smith. I will have her video explaining her system. It's the P.E.A.C.H system. It's named after one of her cats. It's really cute. So she created this, Erin Smith. She created this system inspired by the CallPal system. So I'll link the video below of her explaining what it is all about. I believe she also has a rating system for nonfiction as well. This one is for fiction. I don't read nonfiction, so I just use the fiction one. Let's do this one again with the, you can just do this all in black, but I'm gonna do it in orange. For plot, you just do how you felt about the plot out of 5. So for this one, I'm gonna say it was a 4. I'm gonna do a circle. It's gonna go, you're gonna make it a circle, and then again, you can just, oh shoot, I forgot. We are gonna make another layer. Again, let's make sure we're on that layer. I'm gonna circle, we're gonna make it into an actual circle. And this is not, I wanted that one. So again, I would just duplicate. And so enjoyment, yeah, I enjoyed it. We're gonna duplicate, and you're just gonna go down. Enjoyment, did you enjoy the book? You know, was it fun? Artistry, so like the writing style, did you like the writing? And characters, how'd you feel about the characters? And then heart, I believe Erin says is more of a, like, if you're thinking about it for multiple days, or like, did you forget it as soon as you were done? That type of thing. Again, I will link her video below. She explains it way better than I do. We're going to go with that. And then you just add that up. So 4, 4, 8, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh gosh. 9. Yeah, 17. And then you're going to do 17. I'm bad at math, so I am using a calculator. Don't judge me. 17 divided by 5 gets me 3.4. Then we are going to do, what is it called? Another text. Words are hard. Okay, text. We are going to make that smaller. Crap. Okay. Nope. Okay, so 17. And then I'm just going to put that in there. Like that, 17. And then you can go back and adjust your stars. Or you could do that first. So I was pretty close. So 3.4. So there we go. You just adjust it. 3.5. Very similar. What I do. And I do an orange number there just to add more color. But again, you can just do this all in black. Okay. And then let's see. And then again, we're going to need for the summary. So for the summary, you could do summary. You could do like your favorite quotes. It doesn't have to be that, but I just do summary just to kind of remember what it's mainly about. And then because my review sometimes has spoilers in it, so I like to have a little blurb of kind of what it's about, and we'll go into that. So add text. We're going to make it smaller, and we're gonna bring it down here. Okay, and then what I usually do is I will go into just on YouTube or on Google and be oh wait, here. We were here. Let's go back to all, and then I will literally just look up My Roommate is a Vampire summary. And then AI on the Google will give you a summary, Or sometimes I will go on to Goodreads, but you have to go onto the Goodreads like actual website. Not the app. The app doesn't let you. Roommate is a vampire. So you can go on, come on, vampire. Yeah, so my roommate is a vampire. You can go onto there, and then it doesn't work on the app. You can't copy, but it only works on the website. So you can go like that, copy, and then I will bring it over into here and I will paste it. And this typically I have orange or black because, you know, it's words. And this is actually very tiny. So come on, edit style. We are going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So that's kind of small, but you could also just write your own if you want. Or again, yeah, you can do it however you want. You can do it like that, change the font. You can use the AI one. Sometimes I'll use that. And then again, in the next one, you just write your little review. And then we will get into the photos and stuff next. Pretty much whenever I'm looking for like character art or bookish fan art, I go to Pinterest. That's what we're going to do, see what we can find. My roommate is a vampire. We are going to go to Pinterest. And we are just gonna, I literally will just look, my roommate is a vampire, and see what I can find. So like this, ooh, perfect, okay. So this one, it's got his creepy eyeballs. So I will literally just go onto Pinterest and find photos I think fit the story. Sometimes I might, like, there might not be enough character art for, oh, shoot, for the book. Like, not enough people have made enough, so, like, the letters, I think here on this screen, okay, well, that one worked, never mind. You just kind of have to go through and, like, look, and sometimes, so if I couldn't find the letters, like, you could just look up letters, you know, and it'll bring up, so, like, this one's a good one here, I think, because one of the things in the book is they kind of, like, leave letters for each other because they have opposite schedules. So this is what I do, and because I don't sell the pages once they're done, so I think that it's fine because it's just for my personal use. But yeah, so I just go in, look them all up, see if I can find enough. And so we got a couple, so again, I will just go back in and insert a photo. So we'll do this. So for this, okay, this is a bad example because it's already in the square format. So I would literally just put it into the format there. Done. So okay, let's organize this a little bit. And, come on. Okay. Now because my little squares for the guide is separate, I will usually put it within the little squares and then just make it so you can't see that. But for this, you can go in. So I think this one's a little bit longer. Okay. Yes. So say for this one, I'm just going to line it up, and we are going to kind of just guess where it goes. And then all I'm going to do is erase, and we are going to use that line, and voila. And again, I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but then I just erase it. I kind of like the act of erasing. So yeah, and then if you want to be a little bit more precise and like really follow the lines, you can just do that. So that's how I do that. And again, with mine, I put it underneath the lines. So what you could do if you were wanting to do that, you could pick like a different color. I usually do a different color because it's easier to see. So let's do like a bright blue. So what I would do, if you're wanting to do similar of what I do, I would just go over these in a new layer, and I would just go over it. No, go back. Okay, held it for too long. Go back. Square, perfect. We are just gonna adjust that. Doesn't have to be perfect because if you want to have like a little border and have the color around it, you can. So for example, like if you wanted to go like that and keep the color around there to go with the rest of the spread, you can. I don't, but it's an option. So for that, save for that. So then with that, I would do that around all of them, you know, duplicate, and then you could just put them all around like that, you know, and that, and then I would add them all to the same, or, okay, wait, no. I would merge down to make them all like that, and then I would erase the background here. I'm gonna erase the background so that it's like a template. So this is how I do it on mine. So we have that. Go back up here, and then adding photos. Again, let's do this one. Is this a... Okay, no, never mind. We're not going to do that one because it's already a square. So let's do one that's not a square so I can show you. Okay, so this one, they're writing letters to each other. Okay, so for this, you see, I put it behind it and kind of line it up. We're going to move down a bit. And then I will go in and just erase what doesn't fit in the square. Both sides. What was that? Okay, whatever. Like that. And then once I have that all and say I don't want the blue there, I will just make it so you can't see it, but you don't get rid of the actual layer. So then it kind of looks like that. Okay, so that's kind of how you do that. And but yeah, so that's kind of what you would do. How I would use this template and anything like that. But you are more than welcome to kind of just do how I did the boxes. It's yours, you know. It's a free download. It's a download. Do what you want. It's kind of just a template. You can adjust it how you see fit. Okay, and then what else? And then so for the for the like full page one, it's no, this is a half page still. Where is my full page one? Here we go. So for full page one, it is very similar, except for you have bigger boxes to do your summary and your review. And that, excuse me, and then I also have on here like started and finished, because I do track on Fable and Goodreads when I start and finish. So I would just put the date I started it and the date I finished it according to my Goodreads or Fable. And then again, pages, time, and why I read it. So like it was on my TBR. Somebody recommended it to me. It's the next book in a series. It's one of my anticipated releases. That type of thing I would put there, and like how I acquired it. I think I have that on the other one, but like, did I go buy it? Was it from like Audible, Libby, something like that? And then again with the recommend. So I think just that one would be, let's see, let's double check here. Okay, so yeah, so acquired. So the only difference for the full page one is like you have more space for your review. So if you do more in-depth reviews and you want more of a summary, it'd just be why you read it, and then like your start and end for that. And then for the the photo page. It's the full photo page. Again, same thing. So again, I have it where it's all separate. So we are going to, yeah, so I have it so it's all separate. But again, you could just trace over the lines if you want. So for this one, I go in and, or I was going in and I would put it with this and line it up. I mean, you don't have to line it up exactly. Like I usually would just line up the full thing and make it fit like that. And then again, you would do the same thing with all the photos, except for this one has 9 photos. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry about the lighting. It is cloudy and sunny right now. I have the blinds open and was getting in the zone. So outside is going nuts right now. Apologies in advance. Where was I? Okay, so yeah, so the full template ones, the full page spread of like the 2 pages, the book cover is on this side, and then you have 9 photos you could do instead of the 8. And again, so here's an example for tourist season. Don't read the review. Oh wait, I haven't finished this one yet. But so for here, down at the bottom, the underwater one, like I didn't have another photo to put there, so I just made it into the 2, and I still think it looks cute. So this is kind of how it would look when it's done. This isn't done, so don't look too deep into that. I haven't filled out everything yet, but yeah. So I believe I covered everything. If I missed anything or you have any other questions, let me know down in the below, and maybe I'll make like a short video answering it, something like that. All right, somebody also asked about the stats page and the graphs. So I made a link. I will have to get one of my friends to test it to make sure it works, but we're going to click the link from what I have. It's obviously going to work. So I have like age demographic acquisition. So like if I owned it already, purchased it, or if it's from a subscription, the format I read in, the amount of pages read, the hours I read, and then genre. So when you open it up, you're going to have, again, you can change the different colors to whatever you want, depending on the thing. Also, yeah, okay. And then you would just go into edit, and for age demographic, I have YA, adult, middle grade, and then new adult. But again, you can edit this however you want. You can get rid of that and do, I don't know, kids, children, and then you put on 1, and then it'll pop up for you, and it'll kind of create it, give you the percentage, and then add it at the top. So that's all I really do, and then you just do that with all of them. So acquisition, again, purchase, subscription, owned, or library, and you just go in and adjust the what happened? And then again, you can adjust the colors. I don't know why it's doing this thing where it grays out, but so like library, again, you just might have to like click another spot to kind of make it actually like activate. Why? I don't know why it does this thing. I haven't figured out how to, there we go. Okay. And yeah, so you pretty much just do that for all of them. Again, edit, audio, physical. You can add more if you want, like to do ebook or like combination read kind of thing. You can just add that in there and it'll pop up. So like immersive, we'll go with that. And let's say I read 2 books like that. Come on. And then it'll pop up on the thing itself. And yes, so again, that's all I do. And then I would save it. I download them as a photo. Yep, save 6. So I download them, save them as a photo, and then when we're going back into, I use Procreate, so when you go back into there, I would go into here, and then I would just add it in. So for this, we're going to find the photo. For some reason, don't ask. For some reason, it does too. So again, we just do like this, and I plop it in, and I just the the little headers and stuff, I just made a, nope, I don't want to take a photo. I want to add text. So what is this? Age demographic, and make that smaller. Age demographic, and then I would take my pencil, and we would just, I usually just do that. I keep it there, and then eventually when you have them all, you can just drop and drag and change the color as you wish. So it's kind of what I do, and I just do that throughout the whole page. And if there are photos and stuff within the page, so let me see. So for like this one down here at the bottom, I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do it. I haven't figured it out yet, but I would literally just erase all the way around it, and in between each little, all the little, like around that, I went and erased all the white in between there because it's a tedious task. I don't mind tedious tasks. I was listening to my audiobook while I did that. So that's what I do. I'm sure there's an easier way. I don't know how to like remove the background. I haven't figured that out yet. Don't really care to know, but that is an option if you know how to do that. But so that's all I do for the stats page, is just do that and have them all fit, and you can adjust them and whatnot. Okay, I hope that helped. And next we will get into making the bookmarks. Okay, so for the bookmarks, so once you have the bookmarks downloaded, sorry, hold on. So I have my printer. Usually when I'm doing my bookmarks, I print them, and then I use like a thicker, like more cardstock paper instead of just regular printer paper. So I just gotta switch that out. Let's swap that. That's one. And now I use like Bluetooth, and sometimes it doesn't work. I just need to connect to my printer, but it might have some issues because, you know, printers are fussy. Once you have it downloaded, I just go and I print it. Hello. We are going to print it out. I make sure I print in color, and then I make sure we do this. It's going to be specific to your printer, so whatever your printer says, I make it the best, and then we're going to go print, and then we're just going to let that print. Ma'am here is screaming at me. Huh? What are we doing, lady? There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, no. There we go. Okay, it's working. It's working. We're just gonna let it print out, and then you can either just cut them out just like that. I have one of these things that I use to cut them, which doesn't always make them straight because I think it like gets wonky, but it works. And then, or you could just use scissors. Are you going to be annoying? Come on. Okay, we have our printed bookmarks, and then you could just cut them out like this and they're good to go. Or don't ask me why I do this in the kitchen. It's just the easiest to connect it. So you could also laminate it. Use the 3mm. Sorry, my printer is printing another one. And I also have the dryer on. Excuse me. So you just have one of these sheets and you open it up and then you're going to stick it inside. Stick it inside like so. Come on, maybe. If it wants to cooperate. So stick it inside just like that. And then I usually do the connected side down. And we're just going to go in through the laminator. And I still have the box for my laminator because that's how I store it. But I just have whatever the heck this one was. It's from Walmart. And then I'm pretty sure these pouches are from Walmart as well. Super simple. We're going to put it through laminator, and the trick is, so that it doesn't peel off on the edges when you cut it, is to do a second pass through. Okay, so pass one, done. And then we're going to go again. Oop. And we're just going to do a second time because that allows it to fully laminate, I guess. Alright, there you have it. Nice laminated. We're going to give that a little time to cool. Whoa, I'm getting real close. We're going to give that a little time to cool, and then we will cut them out. They're all nice and cooled now, so we are just going to cut them out. And see, there you have it. A little bookmark. And then you can always go in and round the edges. I do have a corner rounder. It's not the best. Like, it always does, it doesn't fully go through. Sorry, Nova's booty is in the way. But yeah, this one I think is just from Amazon. It's not the best, but it works. Because I just have to go in and retrim. Nova, you were in the way, lady. Trim. There we go. Okay, there we go. There's a little bookmark rounding the edges, and then it's protected. There you go. And you could just do that with the rest of them. You could could also just cut them out as well. You know, doesn't matter if you don't have one of these things. You might not get perfect lines. So you could just cut it out as well. No problem. Actually, ooh, yeah, see, you just might get a little bit wonkier lines. But I mean, hey, it adds character. I think I also might update this to have the two different quotes, because I have like the different quote on my quote page for like the title page. So maybe I'll make that on one of them as well. But there you go. So you've got your little bookmarks too. That's how I do it, at least. And they work really well. I use quite a few ones I've made often. I will have the one-page template and then the dual-page template, as well as the bookmarks for October, linked in the description below so you can download them, and then as well as the link to what I use for my stats page and the graphs down in the box below. Okay?